Hello, this is Bridget Rao with Divine Essentials. Okay, guys, I'm using my mom's phone, but it's my phone. It's not the normal phone that I use all the time. Usually, it's my music making phone. I've got weirdness. Anyways, I'm using also some other things, my Divine Tarot and the Journey of Love Union and the Journey of Love 2. And I was gonna actually pull from my Celestial Oracle, and I was getting some messages about awakening, blah blah blah. Awakening. Basically, it was like spiritual awakening, third eye awakening, blah, awakening, and then the spiritual card, religion and tradition and philosophy. Basically, what awakening does to people is make them explore those things, right? And I was like, I don't know. So I put that over there and didn't take those cards. And so then my Divine Masculine Confessions is right there where I went to put it down, So I was like, click, click. I grabbed two. And it was like, you triggered my spiritual awakening. I'm like, oh, okay. That's why we are getting the third eye awakening. And that's why we were getting the other thing. With the You're So Amazing, It's Intimidating, that I was actually picking up through other stuff here. Basically, I feel like whatever's going on, whether you're in a relationship or separated from somebody, or you're a lady or a man, or a lady with a lady, or a man and a man, or whatever the hell you got going on. Basically, I feel like somebody's done some things or did something and kind of is like, why did I do that? Or maybe feeling like a certain way at this time, okay? Because I had asked, what is this person thinking? And the Six of Swords came through with the Knight of Wands and the Queen of Pentacles. And I was like, oh, all right. So, also Queen of Swords and Five of Pentacles, okay? So basically, it's like, I think you may have been having somebody that could be within that energy, right? Knight of Wands energy is somebody that rushes in and they don't really think about their thoughts. They don't think out their approach. They don't think out what they're gonna say or what they're gonna do, and they don't have any plan with anything. They're just like, blah, fly by the seat of my pants, go around, running around, causing destruction and pain, or causing just chaos wherever I am. It doesn't necessarily go out with the intent to do, but sometimes people are just not aware of what they're doing to others, or don't realize the extent of things or how they can impact people's lives, or even maybe they may have not have realized that they had an impact on other people at all, maybe they didn't value themselves or have any reason to believe that anybody else would ever care or be impacted by what they do or don't do. You know what I mean? So the Knight of Wands is basically also an energy where it's it can come from almost just a immature place, or just a place of lack of that experience, or lack of that knowing. Hey, actions result in effects, and those effects will probably be varied depending upon the action and the person and all of those things that go within it. So with the Six of Swords, this is about coming out of, mental and emotional turmoil. So, somebody could have put you there. Or maybe this person could have been there at that point in their time, right? When they're running around in this Knight of Wands energy. Because for some of you, I feel like this may be something that's already done and over with. Came running on in, thinking about how they had been. Kind of blah, 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 blah. And could have caused some person to feel left out in the cold, could have caused somebody to get this I hate everybody, I'm going to put my guard up, I'm going to lock myself down, I don't want anybody near me, I don't want anybody to talk to me, I don't like people suck, people hurt me, I'm going to be Queen of Swords. And it's because I was left out in the cold. And that could be causing mental and emotional turmoil for somebody, or that could have been causing mental and emotional turmoil for you. If that's what happened, right? Somebody came in, willy-nilly, running around, coming in and going out, not really thinking, and leaving, kind of a mess behind. So with the Queen of Pentacles, what I was thinking is that maybe you did pull yourself out of mental and emotional turmoil because of that stuff, right? Like, you're like, I know I deserve more. I am valuable, I am warm, I am giving, I am, this person that, like, got something of value to share with people. And if the other people around me don't see it, or don't respect it, or don't, you know, follow through with things that they should follow through with as a result of, like, the knowing of this, or their inability to see it, or whatever, then I will not allow those things to continue to happen in my life. I'm going to come out of this mental and emotional turmoil. I'm not going to let it, be the death of me. But I'm also going to be leaving this mental and emotional turmoil with bigger boundaries and more protection and more guardedness, okay? And that's most likely because of people that have been in and out, or didn't think things through, or just maybe don't even have the capacity to do it. It depends on who you're dealing with, where you've been, age, things like that, what they've been through, where they're at in their life, if they have, empathy or not. All of that stuff plays into these things. But for some of you, I feel like you actually do have somebody that has empathy and care and love, and the ability to have, like, a realization or an understanding, like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't realize, you know what I mean? Like, I didn't want that to be the case, or I didn't mean to do that thing to you. But they're definitely thinking about this energy, right? They're thinking that, like, there's probably this guard up. They could even be thinking, like, now I've been left out in the cold because maybe this person is valuable, and or maybe this person, you found your value, you found your worth, you found your ability to put that guard up and come out of the crappy crap place in the mind. And so they could be feeling or thinking, like, now I've been left out because, like, I don't want to be completely away, but I wasn't showing completely up. And that's not okay when you're dealing with that lady. So down here in the feelings, they're feeling the Seven of Wands is the first one out. And I was like, well, she's pretty guarded, huh? She's like, I will fight you. Don't come near me. If you want to hurt me, you're going to have to go through me. And then the Queen of Cups. So even though, there's a guard up and there's this, like, protected, and I'm nervous, or I don't want to allow certain things near me or people to come by because they're always going to do scary things to me, and I don't like that. So even though you have that vibe going on around here, there's also this Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Cups loves unconditionally. She can't help it, She could be mad, she could be guarded, she could be scared, she could be like, don't come near me, I'm afraid, I don't want to get hurt. But it doesn't stop the truth of love. So she may be feeling, love, and they may be feeling that from you. Like, they could feel, like, I know you love me, but I know you got your guard up, right? And so with the King of Pentacles, I feel like this is like, I feel like they feel pretty much like they feel like they do have the capabilities, or the, everything it takes to become the one who stands beside her, right? Because who else is going to do it? Nobody. There's nobody else that can stand there. Or that should be, anyways. There's other people that can stand there, but they ain't gonna last. They're gonna be gone again. Or they're gonna be too emotional, or they're gonna be too passionate, or they're gonna be too whatever. There's gonna be too much of something, unless it's the one that, belongs there. So they may be realizing that, like, hey, you know what? I do think I probably could do these things that would, like, help this guard or that hurt to subside. And then this feeling of being left out in the cold, because I feel like you probably both feel this way. Like, this is probably what led you to going into colder places within yourself, of like, I'm not going to feel anymore. I'm not going to have emotion anymore. I'm not going to, like, nurture you anymore, because I'm, going to have this big wall of ice around me just to keep me safe. But that's because of whatever happened, right? So I feel like, like they know that they can get through there, and that they can warm that up, that they can probably heal or release or get through to here, to the heart, and then to the nurturing, loving, stable, committed, loyal person. And also that she's not the type that ever just stops. She doesn't stop. loving or caring or being committed or stable. Like it's a long term. They don't go away. It's always going to be there. It doesn't matter the circumstances or the situation. The love is there. The devotion is there. The commitment, it's like it's just there's something in there that just doesn't stop. It just keeps going. Depending upon who it's with, right? So if it's not for this person, like if it was this person, not gonna last there. This one, not gonna last there. Other people, no. But the right one, it's gonna be undying, unchanged, unfounded. So, I feel like this person may be like, if I would like to get back to the good graces or get back to the warmth and the nurturing and the cuddling, vibe of her, right? Then I'm going to have to kind of show up like him. So that may be their own thing that they need to navigate through, but they may even already be feeling the feelings that would go along with someone in that energy. Like maybe before they were feeling that way, like I'm just gonna be wild and free. I don't want nobody near me. I'm just gonna boom, 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 party time, anything or everywhere, whatever. And they could be getting to a place where like that's not serving anymore, and realizing like, having somebody around that's like not so is okay. Like if it's gonna be somebody that's like actually fucking stable and actually can like bring like something to the table that is worth having around at the table, then I wouldn't mind being there on a more consistent basis, like rather than once every 365 days, I will show up once every 30 days, it's like maybe I can handle that or feel like the desire of it more often than I did before. Because then down here for what they want, the first one out was temperance, okay? Temperance is a balance. This is a reconciling of pain and differences and, all that stuff. It's a balancing of the masculine and feminine energies. It's basically my yes union energy card. So it's like maybe before I wasn't ready for the union. Maybe before I wasn't ready to be balanced. Maybe before I wasn't awake or aware or realizing things. Now I would like to have those things as a result of circumstances that have changed. And with the star, they could have this person or you on a pedestal of sorts, right? You're amazing and it's intimidating. Or, you know what? I could be intimidated because you have your swords and you have your reasons to be guarded. And you're also worthy of more. I know your value and worth. I can see it. And I maybe get intimidated to approach it because maybe I didn't do the best approaches in the past, or maybe I didn't always show up the right way. But, I can wish and hope that I can balance that out. And with the King of Wands, I feel like there's probably passion, okay? Like, obviously, this is probably what, was around before, right? Like, they had no problem showing that. So they probably still have that in there. But maybe it's a little bit more mature now. It's not like I'm just going to go wham bam everything that walks, or I'm not going to just wham bam and leave again. And, realize that hey, those things, passionate things, they get better the longer that you're with somebody because they know you and they understand you, and they become more comfortable with you. And as that happens, some wild shit happens. But if you're just bouncing around from here and there with all these people who are probably, if they're the type of people who are going to bounce around with you, they're probably not it's going to be a different vibe, okay? It's just going to be a different vibe. And it probably will be lesser mature people, so they don't have as much experience. But, they may be figuring that out. And then down here for what they want, we had the Ace of Pentacles, which is a valuable new beginning. If anybody's going to have that, it would probably be these dudes and these ladies, right? But they're also unsure, okay? So they're like, I don't know what to do. I don't know which way to go. And that could be in regards to, I don't know how to approach this, or I don't know if I should approach this. I don't know if I'm worthy of this. I don't know if, I can do what I need to do to be present within it all the time. And with the Hangman, it's like I feel like they want to just put things on hold or something, and this energy's been around for a while. I remember it's been a couple of years now, but when I first started on YouTube and stuff, I had people that would come here, like physical people, and one of them was able to do readings, and every single time they ever did a reading for me, this one came out. And it was like, oh yeah, they just like are stuck, they're just stuck. They don't know which way they want to go. They don't know what to do. They're just stuck. And I was always like, what the fuck? I was so sick of seeing this. But it's like, but the thing is, when they're in this energy, what eventually happens is an awakening or a aha moment. I'm seeing shit differently now because like people don't usually hang out upside down, but when they do, when they get suspended like that and they have like no choice but to be there, they start to have to look at the world from that different view. Okay, so something may have happened like this fucking COVID, right? COVID comes and like everybody's like, hey, you're gonna go on lockdown and you're not supposed to do this and that and the other thing. So any type of distractions or places that you're bouncing around to, that's gonna start to be limited on who's gonna be there or allow that or where it can take place. And even just the density of the energies that have been present on the planet. It's kind of a heaviness, it's a thickness, it's a fog, everybody's depressed, everybody's sad, everybody's blah. So a lot of people turn within, and when you turn within and you turn upside down, you start to see some different things, and you may awaken. So I feel like this person may have gone through an ego death, okay? And if that's the case, then, they may really be contemplating what to do with themselves now that they've had that. Because that could, even just having an ego death can bring about like, oh my god, I feel like such a piece of shit. Or, like I feel really badly about how I was. Because we also have the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups is like, sorry, I'm really sorry I messed up. Or feels nervous, like I'm nervous because I know now, like, oh my god, or maybe I wasn't even giving myself a minute to like see or recognize or understand anything or be impacted by anybody. And now that I've had that moment, it's like I am nervous about it, or I just don't know how to handle it because maybe I haven't handled it in a while, or just never handled it before ever. But with the Ace of Wands in the Lovers, I definitely again feel like they beyond anything else here, like there's this spark, there's this fire, there's this desire that doesn't die. It's like I want this, I need it. I'm passionately drawn to this person, and I would like them to be with me or choose to be with me or to overcome the adversity because I know this connection is divine. I know this is something that's like, holy fuck, this is not normal. This is not every day. That you don't get this. They don't present this to you that often. So if you don't take it or do it, correctly, you're going to regret it for the rest of your life. So they're probably like, or having some of those thoughts. Because I'm like, what are they going to do, right? So with the King of Cups, it tells me that they probably are going to feel or allow themselves to feel maybe things that they haven't before. Or maybe they're going to, like, instead of approach things passionately driven with their, hormones or their desire, they may approach things with their heart, their love, their emotions. Like, oh my god, my heart feels something. But they may still be the type of person, you can't change who people are, right? They may still be the type of person that does not always think everything through, or they may not always approach things in a like certain way that other people may, or that you might do, or whatever. But it don't probably matter, because if you love them, you love them. Like, you probably love something about the things that they do or don't do, or how they do it, or whatever. And maybe it's the truth, because this is the Knight of Swords, right? So the Knight of Swords tells you the truth. It doesn't matter what the truth is, they just tell you the truth. They're not going to lie to you. They'll be like, you might as well listen to it and believe it because it's true. But I feel like what they're gonna say, or what their truth is, may be different than maybe things you've heard before. Or maybe you will be allowing yourself to hear things that you weren't hearing in the past. Or maybe they're gonna allow themselves to really drop into the truth. It depends on what's going on. But it's definitely gonna be something that's fated, okay? It's like, this is the fate, this is the destiny, this is what's gonna happen is what's supposed to fucking happen. Is basically what I was getting from the Wheel of Fortune and the Tower. Now, this doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to be a horrible bad ending, or that it's a horrible bad thing, but having the Devil here there is that potential, there is that potential that they may sabotage this, or they may not decide to go through the way that they would like to, or the way that like people would want the happy ending to be. People write movies or books or whatever, and they're like, oh, I saw it and it was awesome, and the end was this nice thing that you want it to be, but nope. Sometimes in real life that doesn't happen. So I don't ever want to like send people out there with some false hope, hang on to nothing. You gotta, at the end of the day, do what's best for you. However, I do feel that for some of you, this person really does care, love you, wants loyal companionship. They say my love is unconditional, and I want you now. They may even be feeling aggressive about it. Like, I don't want anybody near you. I want you. I don't want to wait. I'm so like, drawn to you. Like, it's like pissing me off or something. In that case, it's they may be they may be shocking in the approach of like, hey, I want you now. You're mine. Let's get married. Let's do this or whatever. Like something just totally shocking and mind altering, and boom, tower created. Because the tower can also be life-changing event. It doesn't have to be a bad experience. It could just be like, holy fuck, that was a lot. Like all of a sudden somebody goes from like non-existence, don't want to talk to you, don't want to be there, but then they're like, marry me. It's like, oh wait, that's different. That's going to cause you a tower moment. But with the devil here, somebody could be like, maybe they're going to get aggressive with how they approach, or they may come in with the right words and the right things and saying this and doing that and blah, 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 but they may still create karma, or they may still have some web that they're woven into, like they're married, or they're, like they have something in their life that keeps them from being able to show up fully to this, so they may know in their heart and soul, like, if I want to be with this person, they've already made it pretty clear that I need to, show up and be a certain way. And if I have all this passion and this desire and this like aggressive drive to be near them, and I feel like I'm not going to be able to do that unless I, do it in a certain way, then yeah, sometimes people may do stupid things that don't always pan out the way that you would hope, or like, oh my god, that thing that I thought I was getting, I didn't get. So just be mindful of that and keep your guard up to the point where you have healthy boundaries and you don't set yourself up for failure, and you don't rush into things. Just because somebody comes in and is like, saying certain things doesn't necessarily mean that's what's going to happen, or stay around for like, more than whatever it is that they're trying to create or have in that time. So they might dive into the depths with you with those emotional changes, but those emotional changes and those depths can go really shallow and shift right back into other place very quickly. So always be careful with dealing with others. But again, I do feel like somebody wants to be like nurtured. They have a foundation with you. They do want to take care of you. They may want to build a home with you. They have that Cancer energy, which is like, very emotional. It's all about like, I love you and I want to care for you and I want to build with you and I want to be there. But we also have self-care there. So take care of yourself. Don't just succumb to any old thing. Make sure the actions and the words align. Because they're like, I can't find the right words. So sometimes when people can't find the right words, it's because they don't have the right things to say, So make sure that you are, good. And with the Six of Wands and the Eight of Wands and the Ace of Cups, I definitely, again, feel like there will be swift action taken at some point. Like, they're just going to, like, all of a sudden, here they are. And, sometimes this can be an ego victory. So, again, there's like a mix and mesh here. It's like, I don't know. They may show up and make you feel very great. And you could have a great victory and an emotional beginning here that's like, oh, yay. Nice new start to things, and like we're open and expressive and happy and yay. But with the Empress, again, just stay in your power. Be the embodiment of all the queens. Just because somebody shows up doesn't mean we just, go like fall into one side of ourselves. Like, oh my god, here we go into my emotional loving side that just doesn't care about anything else. And I'm going to love this person so much that, I don't have boundaries or value in myself. Or I don't have, that spark inside of me that's like, don't fuck with me. So keep all of those ladies alive inside of you. Be the Empress, build your old empire. Don't get intertwined into other people's stuff too deeply to the point where you're then unable to live and breathe and create and just like thrive on your own. We don't want to have anything to the point where we're like so enmeshed with another person that we can't exist on our own and be like good on our own. We should always have like a leg to stand on for ourselves, okay? And then with the partnership, it's always been you. Again, it's like I feel like there is some, person for some of you that definitely feels this way. Maybe they were like, holy fuck, like I was always looking and searching and seeking and, maybe I was like running around trying to find this thing, all these places. And then I realized that, oh my God, it's always been you, and I want forever with you because this is my destiny. This is the destiny. Like I may have not have seen that before, but I've been watching you, or, I don't want others to be near you because I'm jealous of those people. I don't want to lose you. Maybe when I had you, I didn't value you, or maybe when you were present to me, I was like, whatever. But now that I realize that, like, what maybe I wasn't able to see before, I wish I could have a fresh start. And I promise I will make it up to you. I will be consistent with you. So probably weren't very consistent with you. They probably didn't always show up the way that you would hope them to. Maybe they made you jealous. Maybe they made you feel certain things, but they regret letting you go. And I think it's because some of you are moving on. And that's the thing that makes me hesitant as well. Because when like people are like, oh, bye, I don't care. And then they see you start to move on or like, get over it. They're like, oh, wait a minute, I don't like that. Because my ego's getting bruised now. Like, now that you're good without me, I think I don't want that to be the case. I want to come back in, sink my little, like, claw back into the place that was like, holding on to you and be like, reintegrated or something. They may not know that or think that or feel that like consciously, but sometimes we have those things inside of us because of our egos and our like instincts, our natural like animalistic ways of being. Men, like they're like women are like, they always say like women who sleep with other men, like men, right? They go and sleep with a man, they become all like in love with them and want to be committed to them. But men have this thing where it's like they think that you belong to them at that point, but they may not even like they want you to belong to them, but they don't want to like take care of that, like own up to it all the way. They're just like, no, she's mine, but I don't have to do anything about that. Like, that's not what you want. You want somebody that maybe feels like, oh, she's mine, but is actually there at the same time. Not like occasionally or only when they think they're gonna see you go to someone else. Like, that's not good. Okay, so just make sure like what you've done to yourself hasn't been interwoven into some karmic crappy experience that's going to keep, being like, this is not healthy or something. And with this, it's like, I'm so tired of dancing alone. So somebody could just be depressed, and that may have been why they let you go, right? Like, it may not be that they're just a bad person or they only want, like, to keep some, like, loop on you, but they may have been depressed or they may suffer with some sort of something because of things that have happened, karmics, shitty situations. So they may have let you go because they weren't, in the capacity to be what you needed, or how whatever, just not even able to feel or care, right? But they're like, I'm sure this was all meant to be. They feel like this was fated, and they're like, everything about you is perfect to me. So it's like, it's not like that you're probably an issue to them, or that anything you did was wrong or bad or whatever, but there's probably some reason why they've messed up, okay? Because they're like, I feel like I've screwed up too much. So even they're aware that like they didn't do things the way that most people would do them in these circumstances or situations when we feel certain things or have certain stuff happen. And I'm so nervous around you. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's really all it is. It's like, I'm freaking intimidated by you. Maybe it's none of these other things other than I'm intimidated by you. You've freaking done some weird thing to my consciousness. Now I'm nervous around you, intimidated, embarrassed, feel like I've screwed up. So I don't know how to approach you. And I regret letting you go, but I let you go because I don't even know how to fucking talk to you. I'm speechless. Like, there's that song, Speechless, where they can't speak. Like, something about the way that she's standing there just, like, takes their breath away. They can't think. They can't cope. They can't do. They may want you. They may like you. They may love you. They may care for you. They may feel like, oh my God, this is divine connection, but I can't fucking speak about it, or I can't get my shit together. don't change anything about you. You're all beautiful and wonderful. You're wifey material. I would like for you to marry me, but I am incapable of even telling you that I think you're the one. So that could, basically be your main problem is, why things have been so screwy and like not good and secluded. It's like, I'm tired of being without you. I miss you. I'm nostalgic, and we will always be one. Please forgive me. So, you made me feel things I didn't know I could. I definitely feel like some of this stuff, some of you may have to hear some of those other things about this, but for a lot of you, it may just be what I said. Like, they just kind of don't know how to deal with it. And that may be a reflection of how you feel towards them. So they may be learning a lot during the time away from each other. They can, like, this is like a pedestal thing. I feel like you probably both have each other on a freaking pedestal. They make you feel alive. You make them feel alive. You guys have this, like, joy about each other or want this thing to be with each other, but you may not know how to do it. I want you to be the parent of my child. I want loyal companionship. And I'm just drawn to you uncontrollably. You set my spirit free. And I know we can do it. So it's like, I know we can do it, but we have to, like, do it. We have to speak on it. We have to take action and overcome the fears and overcome the crazy, like, whatever I've done to make me feel this way. But I want to tell you everything, and I want to kiss and make up, so whatever's happened, just know that for some of you, they are, thinking about you, wanting to touch you, having fantasies about you. But I don't think it's just that, it's not just that I want to rip your clothes off. Like, there may be also that knowing that there's, like, something special here. This is like a divine thing. It's not every day we're going to have these opportunities with this type of situations in our lives coming, to be. But I'm feeling lost without you, and I don't want to hold back anymore. But would you say yes? Because I feel insecure, and I'm afraid to tell you how I feel. So I've got anxieties and fears surrounding, everything inside of me. But you guys have done this before. You will do it again. You always make this person laugh, and they want you to be authentic so that they can be as well, okay? They want that trust. They want that truth, because they say, I swear it's true. So whatever they've got going on, they're like, it's true. It's not like, I do care. I love you. I feel this way about you. I want that loyal companionship with you. Can we kiss and make up? So just, be good to yourself first and foremost. Make sure people's actions and words align, and don't, dive all the way in to one side of yourself, just because of one little movement or one little, like, thing, like, oh my God, they said this. Like, well, okay, well, what else are they going to do? Okay. What else are they going to do besides that? Because if you only go based off of that, you maybe get disappointed when it doesn't follow through, because we always have these things in our minds, like when somebody says something or they think something or whatever, like they whatever it is, like they may, like, be like, oh yeah, like I feel this thing, or I want this thing, or you make me feel, or whatever. You could translate it to be, wow, all right, if that's what they think or feel or say, or like this is how they are being, or they're doing these types of things in their life, then maybe it, ends up equaling out to all this other stuff. But in their world, that may not be what it translates to. In their world, it could be like, whatever, like this is going to be my stepping stone to the real thing, or this is going to be my whatever thing that I do, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it's going to go to where other people may want it to go to. Okay, I will always forgive the mistakes you make. I've screamed and had fits of rage over this connection, and please don't give up on us. I promise I will be back soon. And then you're amazing. It's intimidating again, spiritual awakening again. I do check up on you to see if you're someone else. You could have anyone you want. And I have deep wounds from childhood to heal. I know you can help me, but I'm too proud to admit or say that I want or need to be nurtured. So that could be something too. And every song I hear reminds me of you. It doesn't matter where I am or who I'm with. You always come to mind when I hear certain lyrics. And I don't intend to come and go. I'm just overwhelmed when I feel like you're moving on, and scared when things are going too well. I should be further ahead in life by now. So again, that's like intimidation. Like, oh my God, I'm not where I want to be. I think I should be better than I am. You know, like that's not... Most people, when they love somebody, they don't give a shit about that. They don't do that type of thing. But other people who are in the connection are feeling those ways about themselves would be, you know, a hot mess about it. Would you be able to forgive my mistakes? Could you truly trust me? Because you're the best lover I ever had. I've saved everything you've ever sent to me. I'm sorry I don't always know how to respond. I'm coming up with better answers, and I do check up on you to see what you're doing. You're my other half. I know that you are. You left a piece of me in my heart, and I in yours, and I've been trying to get advice on what to do with our connection, but nobody understands it. And that can be the thing, too. It's like sometimes these things that are going on for people aren't like the type of things that like you go talk to other people about, because they don't fucking know or get it. They're not gonna be like, oh, but I keep seeing 1111. Like, a lot of people be like, yeah, the fuck are you talking about? Why does that matter? And I hate not knowing what's going on. I can't get my mind off of you. I'm trying to do the right thing. So they could be trying to do the right thing, but don't know how to do the right thing. But there's nothing I can do about it right now. So they feel limited and stuck for some reason. Again, with that, like, you know, freaking, I'm gonna be standing here upside down because I don't know what to do. But your natural beauty takes my breath away. I think I can fix this. I just need to get that courage. But they feel like they don't seem to do what's right. Can we forgive and forget and surrender? I want it all and deserve it all. So that could be their greed too. Like, I want it all and deserve it all. I want my cake and eat it too. I want you to like love me and be like, you know, committed to me. But I don't necessarily want to be like a part of all of that that goes along with it. But I made a fool of myself. And I've been irresponsible, and I know that, like, I've already screwed things up, and I can't keep it together. So that may be the thing that, like, you know, really weighs at them. Some people don't like to admit fault or mistakes, or maybe they feel like you're going to be like, yeah, you did this and you did that, or just, like, always throw it in their face, or keep bringing it up, or, you know, just even mentioning it once could be something that they don't want to have to deal with or face. Yeah, I don't want to play this game with you anymore, so they may just not want any hostility. But they are seeing beyond illusions. They miss your warmth. I feel like basically it's like it's a matter of, is like their desire and their love for you gonna outweigh their nervousness and anxiety, or the fear of actually being called out on their bullshit, gonna keep them from going into the depths with you. So it depends on how much depth this person has and how well they can reestablish trust with you. Okay, so hopefully that will assist you guys. In MUNAY, namaste.